Hey guys, in today's video we're going to talk about them cinematic shots. The drone moves that I do all the time. The drone moves that you see in TV shows and movies. The drone moves that you need to perfect to get the best footage, no matter which drone you fly with. Let's get into the video. So flying a drone is relatively straightforward, but what's not straightforward is getting those cinematic shots which just look breathtaking, the ones which you see all the time, the ones on TV shows, the classics. I didn't want to use the word beginner because a lot of these are straightforward, but if you can perfect these, you can use these time and time again. So today I'm going to be talking about some of my favourite ones, and then we'll do future follow-up videos relating to this about some more advanced flying. But today, let's get into the first one. So the first shot is the rise shot. Now this is seen all the time and it's a classic. I often use this a lot to start off and showcase the area I'm in. So by using the left stick, all you want to do is simply push straight up on that left stick. You don't want to push to the side at all. You don't want to move it whatsoever. It's just a straight up on that left stick. You can use this in Sydney's move, in normal or sports, depends on the location, but find an area where you've got some kind of separation. Let me talk about this in the video now. Do a shot like this at the start of any opener drone scene. It sets that pace, it sets the subject. Have a lovely revealing shot like this and then it showcases that landscape. Practice this, no jerky movements, to perfection, and you can use this time and time again. So that's a really good one to do, and it's one I use all the time. Now a variation of that is again the same technique. Get your drone quite low this time to the object you want to be at. And this time I want you to turn the gimbal so the gimbal is pointing straight down. So if this is your camera, this gimbal pointing straight down to that subject. And then as that gimbal is facing straight down, you just want to push straight up exactly the same as before, and then increasing that altitude, and then you'll get a top-down shot looking down as you increase altitude. Let's show that in action. Again, it's about the smooth, controlled movements. Nothing fast here, but set the pace, set the scene, and you're going to get fantastic cinematic shots. So there's two really straightforward ones, and it's about perfecting them. What we don't want to see is these next clips now, how it could go wrong. A lot of people, as they're actually increasing altitude, they move slightly. Now one slight move on this stick and it ruins that footage. You do not want that to happen. So although this looks straightforward, get it so it's perfection all the time, straight up, nice and smooth. And as you get to that top point, I do not want to see this. And as you're just letting go completely, it's here, and then as you actually let go of that stick, it's a smooth let go, and then you take your finger off. You do not let go like this. So increase the altitude until that point, and then if you're going to end the shot there, slow down as you reach that top point. Shots like this would not be accepted on this masterclass. No jerky movements at all, just smooth cinematic greatness. So now you're at the top, okay? A great other shot is have the camera angle so it's pointing straight down again, and have something where you've got an object like a bridge or something like down completely underneath you. So in these shots here, I'm going to show you that I've got a little river stream and I'm over the top of a bridge. Camera straight down, and then the opposite now. So you're going to push down on this left stick, and then the drone is just going to descend. And you want it to descend to pretty much a height where all you can see is that object you're coming down on. So get fairly low. But again, it's all about keeping this stick nice and smooth all the way down. No movements at all aside from straight down or straight up. Nothing on this stick and nothing moved on here. Let me show you. This shot again is another classic cinematic shot seen in so many different TV shows and films. Again, it's all about that cinematic smoothness. Nothing jerky on them sticks at all, just straight down focusing on that center point. So now you've mastered them, so you've mastered the rise up shot and you've also mastered the descend as it's coming down. These shots are seen all the time in TV shows and movies. I use them all the time. The first one where it rises up, especially with the subject in front of it, is a classic opener to any scene. So master these. Again, when it's coming down, nothing, no twitches on this stick, because the footage will look terrible as it's coming down. It needs to be smooth. This is why I'm saying this. Master these. Once you've mastered these, and there's going to be some more, then you can move on to the next videos, which I'm going to be doing, and you get more advanced. But everything needs to be mastered to perfection, because any slight movement, and that would not be usable in any commercial or any money where you're going to make any decent money from anything where you're doing an advert for a company. It needs to be spot on. So although this, could seem harsh to a reality, if I'm going to be judging this, it needs to be perfect. Next one. So this next shot, again, is another classic, and we're going to use the opposite side now. So this is just a simple, straightforward shot. So just basically by pushing straight up on that right stick now, you're just going to be flying in a straight line. And I mean straight, okay? So try and find somewhere where you've got some kind of movement underground. So that could be the sea, it could be water, it could be a road to the side where you can see some cars. And as you're actually pushing forward on that stick, there is nothing actually moving on there whatsoever. Again, no micro jitters to the side, nothing on this, nothing on that gimbal yet. It's just a straight fly through shot. Again, another classic that's seen all the time, especially along some road or a country lane when you're just offset from it. It looks really good. Let me show you some examples. I use this shot all the time, but try and focus on areas where you've got some movement also. You see the cars to the side here, there's always something moving as well. And then as you're creating this really soothing illusion, there is always something else going faster, and it all ties in to create this fantastic cinematic shot. This shot again can be ruined by unnecessary stick movements like this. It's got to be perfect, straightforward shot. If you're going around an area like this now and you need to turn, do so with a smooth drift. As you'll see now, I'm just going to drift and follow the direction of this water. There's no sudden movements, there's no jerky movements, it just needs to be pure cinematic perfection. Okay, so we've done 3 shots there. The next one I'll trademark as the Takeoff. This is a combination of 2 of those shots, and this is a fantastic one as well. A brilliant shot if you can do it well. So imagine you're on a plane, which is now going to be your drone, and you're going to go forward on that runway, and then you're going to increase and take off. And the motion of what I want to see of the drone is the same as a plane as well. You're going to go fly forward, and then once it reaches that certain speed, then you're going to then take off, and you're going to follow that same flight pattern that a plane would do. Sounds complicated, it's not. So the right stick is where you're going to be pressing forwards. So it works the best if you're flying, for the example I'm going to show you in a second. I'm going to be flying over some grass towards some trees, and on the other side of those trees there is a load of nice water and landscape. So I want to showcase that as the final point. So how do we do that? So to start off, you want to get low and you're going to fly forwards. So you're going to push on this right stick forwards. Once you get near them trees, you want to increase that altitude. So keeping your finger on here, do not move it at all. You need to then start increasing the altitude. Now to increase that altitude, I want you to increase it gradually. I don't want it to go straight up like that because it'll just look wonky. It all needs to be smooth. Any jitters, it's gone. Try it again. So smooth on that left stick, and then as you do it smoothly on both like this, the drone should then increase altitude smoothly, and then this is then going to be the takeoff. So as I'm on this runway, you can see the trees. That is the V1, V2 rotate, and that is when I'm going to increase the altitude to take off over those trees, and then that just showcases this fantastic landscape on the other side. Perfect it. It's a great shot to do. Okay, this is another one. This gets more trickier now, and this does take some practice. So if you remember from before where I talked about flying straight forward, so we're going to fly straight forward again. This time I want you to put it into cine mode, so we're going to slow things down. And I want the camera pointed down as well. Now this is a perfect shot and it looks so good at revealing a scene. So remember now we've got the drone, so we're going to be flying forwards. So we want to push on this right stick to fly forward. As you're flying forward, this time because the camera angle is pointing down, as you fly forward, I want you to actually turn this gimbal wheel so the camera is pointing down, and then as you turn this, the gimbal wheel starts to lift up as well. So as you're flying forward to a scene, the gimbal starts to rise, and then you show the actual landscape. Let me show you what I mean. This works best in Cine Smooth mode. The audience doesn't know what's in front of me, I do. So as you are slowly turning that gimbal wheel, it produces the scene. It's a great shot, especially with fast moving objects. As you can see there, the road, the bike, but I'm just going so slow and increasing that gimbal motion to showcase the landscape ahead. It's absolutely my favourite shot to do. I do this all the time, it never gets old. Just look at this clip now. If you look at the rotation angle of the gimbal, that is how slow you need to do this. Slow and steady. No jerky movements, it has to be one continuous pace. So that's a fantastic shot. It looks so nice all the time. Now, to make it more harder for you and more advanced shot, which also looks great, is a combination now of 3 moves all at once. So we're actually going to be fairly high up. We want the camera angles still pointed down. We're going to do the exact same as before, but when we're flying forward now, so we're going to be flying forward here. So that's going to be flying forward. You're turning that gimbal wheel to reveal the scene. But as you're doing that, you're also going to be pushing down smoothly on this left stick to decrease altitude. So you're lowering that altitude whilst revealing the scene. So now we are using both stick motions and that gimbal wheel all at the same time. Now you want to be descending again at quite a slow pace, but it needs to match the speed of that gimbal rotation as well. So as the drone is descending, you're going forward, but you're actually producing that scene ahead, just like a plane landing, but you're giving the audience the final scene just as that drone is getting lower. It's a great shot. Enjoy. Okay, let's talk about sideways shots. So we've got sideways motion, and these look quite good as well, but they're not used a lot. Maybe in some point down shots you can use these, but what I want to talk about is how I actually get the shots where I'm almost drifting around an object. So this is fairly hard to do, and again it needs to be spot on. So this takes quite a bit of practice, and for today it's probably the most advanced one. So if I had this drone now and I wanted it to drift around this camera, so I want it to go this way around, what I need to do on these sticks is I need to push left on this stick here, so left on the right stick, and as I'm pushing left on the right stick, I also need to push right on the left stick. And then as you've got it in here like this, once you get both of them, they needs to be done simultaneously, so it's both at the same time, until you've reached a point where that drone is going in a nice drift motion. Once you've got that point, you do not let go at all, okay? Do not let go, honestly. If you let go a slight bit, you've ruined the shot. You need to keep doing this until you've finished that shot. So the areas that I'm going to be showing in a second is always an object or a focal point, maybe a building, it could be an object, it could be a statue. That is the focus point, and you're drifting around it, you're circling around that shot. So to go left around something, so we want to go that way, you want to push both of these sticks in like that. If you want to go around the object this way, you're pushing them both to the opposite sides. It's not easy. Let me show you what I mean. So find a subject matter, and then once you've figured the direction of travel, you need to then have your thumbs locked in position. They don't move at all until that scene has finished. One slight move on your left or right thumb and the scene's ruined. You need to do it again. It needs to be just this continuous turning motion. You can make it harder like this shot by descending as well, but just practice this, practice to perfection. So you've reached this far, so I go and master those ones, but I'll give you one more bonus one. You can do this in a quick shot, but I don't like how it turns out. I like doing this manually. So for this, get really close to an object. So I'm going to show you in a minute what I do for this bridge. But say this is the object. So you're going to get really close to it, as close as you possibly can do safely. Then as you actually go backwards, you're going to go backwards and then fly away back in one straight, nice motion. We don't need quick shots. We need to perfect these shots. So find a subject where you can get really close and then just straight back, increase in altitude. Try and find areas where you might be close to subjects or you've got fast moving objects again. It all ties into that illusion. And by perfecting this will get you also comfortable for the next video, which is going to be some more advanced moves. So perfect these guys. Please perfect them. So those are some advanced moves. They're not basic. They are pretty straightforward, but they need to be done perfectly, and when you've mastered them, you can then be classed as advanced. These are shots which a lot of people should be able to do, but because they're so excited and moving around, that drone flying everywhere, the footage just doesn't look good. So this here, master these, and there's going to be more follow-up videos, more advanced ones, more different techniques I use all the time, techniques you'll see. They're going to be either on the DJI Mini 2, the DJI Air 2S. You can use these on any drone. I will be doing some as well for the Air 2S, especially with the tracking capabilities. But go and master these and you will not be disappointed. Any questions, let me know. Hope you found that helpful and enjoyed that. If you did, like and subscribe, it would be brilliant. And I'll see you very soon for part 2. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.